Daniel O'Brien here from Chicken Caravan. Today I want to show you just a very short presentation, and the title of it is Direct Distribution. Now, I'm actually looking for, I suppose, guinea pigs, that's the word they use, some case studies to help people set up this direct distribution method. I'm using this with a few clients that I'm personally coaching one-on-one, and it's a fantastic business model. We're still starting to really play around with it, and this is probably the first time I've really shared it. And I'm looking for some more people to come on board so we can, really use this to its full potential. I'll try and keep this presentation short and sweet. It doesn't need to be a long presentation. I was going to make it into a webinar, and I thought it doesn't really need to be that long. It's a very simple and very effective distribution method. So basically, it's called direct distribution. It's how to sell your eggs directly to customers. Now, selling your eggs directly to the end consumer that is going to eat your eggs is not a new concept. You may have gone down to the local farmers market and seen people stand there for 6 hours selling eggs. This is a bit different. Let me take you through it. So the background of direct distribution, the closest thing it resembles is buying groups. I used to call it buying groups, and then after a while I'm like, hang on, it's not actually a buying group. So a buying group, it's like a buying group, but you're doing the marketing, you the farmer are doing the marketing and not the group coordinator. And the pickup point is a business and not someone's house. So typically a buying group, I might say, I'm going to deliver 10 dozen eggs to someone, but that someone could be you. But it's up to you to go find your friends and family and whatever that are going to buy those 10 dozen eggs. I just want to deal with you, and then you distribute them out. So you're like the hub leader of that buying group. And then other people in the suburb that might come on, I might refer them to you. It can work good, but people are busy and a lot of people are time poor. So it does have some drawbacks, and then people are going to your house to pick up your eggs. But some of the distribution method of it is fantastic. They're buying direct from the farmer, they're getting fresh eggs, and the farmer's getting retail dollar for them. So we've basically got the best of buying group and go, how do we make a few tweaks and changes and take it next level? So the pros of this direct distribution is you get retail price. You're not selling your eggs to a retail shop that then puts their markup on and sells them straight to the consumer. You're going straight to the consumer at the retail price. There's no chasing up accounts because the way we structure it, we actually get all the payment up front. We're actually selling a subscription model to buy eggs. So there's no chasing up accounts. So typically, if you've never sold eggs before, if I drop off eggs to the local health food shop, I put an invoice in there and I might have the terms on that invoice being 7 days. So in 7 days, he pays the account. If he doesn't, I've got to chase him up. The next pro is decreased risk. With the direct distribution, you might have 200 customers all buying just 1 dozen eggs a week. So if 3 drop out, it's not really going to affect you much compared to if you had 5 retail stores selling your eggs and 3 or even 1 drop out. Suddenly there's a whole bunch of eggs to move. So it really decreases your risk because you're dealing with a lot more customers. And it creates more loyal customers because the customers are interacting with you personally, the farmer, opposed to just going down to a health food shop and buying eggs. There's a connection, and we found it actually creates more loyalty because they're connected with you, not just connected with a green egg carton that they got at their local supermarket. I want to run you through some actual figures, and this is where it gets exciting. So you get retail price. So I've got 2 examples here. So the first one, 450 hens producing 10,950 dozen a year. So that's just 80% production. If you're selling all those eggs for $6 a dozen wholesale to a retail shop, so they get those eggs from you for $6 a dozen, and they're probably going to turn around and sell them for $8 or $8.50 a dozen in their retail shop. So at $6 a dozen, your total sales would be $65,700 for the year. The cost, and I'm just using this as an example, just to show you the power. I'm saying the cost for you to produce those eggs is $4 a dozen. Could be more, it could be less, but I'm trying to just create some figures there of $4 a dozen. And I'm saying your profit is $2 a dozen because you're selling them for $6. So I'm just trying to keep really simple figures. So $2 times your 10,950 dozen, you're looking at just under 22,000 a year profit. And it's still pretty good profit. Like, there's a lot of people that are very happy with that. They can go sell all their eggs to a retail shop and they can earn just under 22,000 a year profit. Next example. So we've got the same amount of hens producing the same amount of eggs a year, but this is what changes. We're now selling them for $8 a dozen direct to the customers. So now our total sales is $87,600. Our cost is still $4 a dozen, but now our profit is also $4 a dozen. We've doubled our profits. So $4 times our dozen, we've now got $43,800 a year profit. Let's see them side by side. There they are. Now, the cool thing about this, and this is what I've been sort of teaching my personal clients, the people I'm coaching one-on-one, is it's the same chickens, it's the same chicken feed, it's the same amount of time to care for the hens. The only thing we've changed is the amount we're selling the eggs for. We're just doing a different distribution strategy, and that's where it's powerful. So just the one change in strategy has doubled our net profits because all of our base costs hasn't changed. The amount of fuel we use to drive down the paddock to feed the hens hasn't changed. It's the same chickens, the same chicken feed. Nothing's changed. So basically how we set this up, we get a Facebook page, we get an Instagram page, and we remain quite active on social media. This is important to create the transparency. If someone's going to buy direct from us, they want to know who are you, what do you do, what are you about. We use a great website with an online store and detailed About Us page. Again, that About Us page is the transparency, who we are, what we're doing, what are our philosophies. It really helps with these sales. We run Facebook ads to the local market, to the people in your in the area in which you're selling the eggs for, and then we get a local business as a pickup point. So I'll explain here. So run the Facebook ad to the local market. What we've found quite effectively, that works quite effectively, is say your first dozen's $1. To say, here we are, we're a pastured farm, here's pictures of the farm, here's a video. Sign up now for your first dozen, it's only $1. It does a few things. One, it finds the people who are interested in making some form of commitment. They go, I'm willing to put out $1. And you also get all their details. You get their first name, last name, their pickup point and such. And then you can follow them up later. The local business pickup point, now we've used all sorts of businesses. So they've been real estate agent, offices. The reason why they work well is because there's not much activity in them these days because everyone's doing everything on their phones and online. They appreciate people walking through the door. Mower shop, takeaway shops, hairdressers, naturopaths and gyms. These are things we've used. Now, these businesses do not get a cut of the eggs. We're looking for businesses that get it. Businesses that realize if they've got 10 or 20 people a week, every single week, coming through the door, walking up to the counter and say, my name's Fred, can I pick up my eggs? And they go, oh yeah, here's your eggs, Fred. No money needs to change hands. The businesses that see that as, wow, one day that customer's probably going to spend money in my store. They're the businesses we're looking for. The businesses are sort of like, well, what's in it for me? Do I get a cut of this? Like, we don't partner with those businesses. So I've got a great example of a mower shop that used this. It wasn't actually an egg pickup. this mower shop, we did not a promotion, call it a fundraiser, wasn't even funds. When the bushfires and droughts were on in 2019, we had a pickup point for people to donate like canned goods and bottled water and that for the drought affected farmers and also bushfire affected farmers. Now, this local mower shop, he got it. He's like, I'm a pickup point, and he sort of put a pallet in the middle of his showroom floor, and his staff had to grab the stuff and put it upstairs on shelves and whatever. And there was a little bit of logistics he had to do, but he got it. He said, there's hundreds of people coming through dropping off food and whatever, and he's a mower shop. He said one day in the future when they think, you know what, I'd like to buy a whippersnipper, I need to buy a mower, what mower shop are they going to think of? They're going to think of his. So he didn't get any cut or anything out of it. It was purely the fact there was people walking through his door, seeing what's in the showroom, dropping down the food for the farmers and getting out of there. It's the same concept with the eggs. It could be a hairdresser that people are going in there and they're picking up the eggs with their name on it. And next time they think, you know what? I need a haircut. I need my hair coloured or permed or dyed or curled. They're going to think of that hairdresser. So we work with businesses that can see the value in that. We've had a naturopath. They love it. They're just a pickup point. They make no money out of the eggs. But when someone's picking up the eggs there every week for the next 50 weeks, and they think, you know what, I'm not feeling real well, maybe I should see a naturopath. They're the ones that come to mind. So they're the pickup point. The good thing about them, we look for places that have easy access, easy parking, and they're open like long hours. Well, not long hours, but like 9 to 5, where people can come and pick them up anytime. So we follow up these $1, these people that have bought a dozen eggs for $1. Then we sign them up for a 10-week commitment. Basically, did you like the eggs? Yep, awesome. They're $8 a dozen. Fantastic. You pay us $80 and you get 10 weeks worth of eggs. We will drop 1 dozen eggs a week off at that pickup point and they commit to that. The reason we do 10 weeks rather than monthly, some months have 4 weeks, some months have 5 weeks based on your pickup day. So if your pickup day is Tuesday and there's 5 Tuesdays next month and then the next one's only got 4, it's not like a straight thing because it's a weekly delivery opposed to, say, Netflix, where you're just using it for about 30 days. So it's different. That's why we've gone to weekly. And these are the things we're still tweaking with this distribution model. So in case someone goes, why don't you just make a monthly thing? Sometimes there's 5, sometimes there's 4. What are the cons? I've talked about the pros. To set this up, there's more work. You need a better website in most cases. Like you need some online shop capabilities where people can go, yeah, I want my $1 a dozen, just so you're not dealing with sort of text messages and here's my bank details and someone's paid $1, who paid this $1? You want some smarts built into your website. And especially in the setup, there's more communicating with customers. Okay, we've dropped the eggs off and that. And over time, we can build automation around that. But it can double your profit. So I will say this is not something where you just set up instantly. If you want to sell eggs in the next 3 days, you can just go straight to a retail shop and just get so many retail shops on it, which are going to take boxes of eggs. But if you're interested in doubling your profits, it's going to be more work, better website, more communication, but you can set up a very great distribution channel. So I want more case studies. That's where I'm at. We've started doing this. It's working, but we're still tweaking it to make it even better. We've got people doing buying groups, but we're now merging into these direct distribution and we'll find it working well, but I want more case studies. So with that, I've set up a direct distribution egg sales coaching program where I'm going to mentor a group of people to set this up for their business. So what I'm looking for a maximum of 10 farmers, and I'm only going to take 1 farmer from each area. So if you apply and you're from, say, Coffs Harbour, and someone applies the next day from Coffs Harbour, I'll say, no, we've already got someone there, just so we're not trying to do the same marketing strategy in the same region. That's if it's a regional area. If it's, say, Sydney, well, I can probably take a few people in Sydney. Your Facebook ads are not going to cover everyone in Sydney. You're just going to cover a few suburbs, unless you have like 100,000 chickens. So I'm just letting you know, I'll only take one person from each area in this group. I'm looking for people that understand this is a new thing. We're still trialing and testing and tweaking this. So I'm looking for people which you might call yourself an early adopter. Here's a concept which, as you can see, it has the potential to double your profits. We're starting to get people onto it, but I just want more people, because then we can get more data to say, what are we doing in the website that's working really well, or what payment platforms or gateways or online stores is working. So that's why I'm looking to put more people through this so we can get better information faster. So I'm looking for people that understand this is a new thing. I'm not delivering to you a concept that has been working for the last 10 years. This is something that 10 years from now, it's just going to be a common thing. Well, hopefully a year from now. People that are happy to do the work. This is not a program which is like, yeah, you pay your money and I just go and do it all and then I send you a royalty check each month. You're going to have to do some work. And lastly, I'm looking for people that are happy to share their results. This will be a group of farmers going through this. So if you've got different learnings or experiences or things that worked or didn't work, I want people that are willing to share that, to say, hey, this what worked for me, this didn't work for me. And together we can use that joint information to create a better distribution channel for all of us. The program commitment. So I'm going to run this over 5 weeks. It'll be about 1.5 hours weekly online presentation where I'll be going through each aspect of like what to do next to set this up. It'll probably be an hour presentation and probably 30 minutes of questions and a bit of talking of what we're going to do to implement that. It really is an implementation program. So there's about 1.5 hours of online presentation. Outside of that, you'll probably have about an hour and a half of homework a week where I might send you away and say, right, you've got to do this to your website or set this up on your Facebook page or go set up your Facebook ads account. So there'll be other work. You may need some cash to build or upgrade your website. I don't know what your current website is, but you might need some money to upgrade or do some tweaks to that. We can definitely help you and point you in the right direction for a cost-effective solution. And there'll be about 2 hours worth of one-on-one calls with me. So this is outside of the group coaching. There could be times where just you and I are talking on the phone to say, right, what's going on? What do we need to tweak to get this working? So there's a little bit of time commitment there. The program investment is $990, including GST. And the application process, this isn't going to fit with everyone. So the way I've done the application process is we can have like a 45-minute, what I call my discovery call. It's anyone that wants personal coaching from me that have to go through a discovery call. Basically, we can have a chat. I can find out where are you at, what are you trying to achieve. So in that 45 minutes, I can say, hey, this program is a really good fit, or I can give you advice of things to do beforehand. And you can ask more questions about the program and what we're to set up. That discovery call is just $17. So that's the application process. You pay $17, you book in for a discovery call. It's just you and me on the phone, and we talk about this, and we talk about your current business of where it's at. And so long as you qualify, so long as someone else hasn't already booked in and they're in the same region, you can get started on the course. So the 5-week course will obviously be covering steps to set up a buying group or the direct distribution. So social media, I'll be talking about Facebook and Instagram. obviously your website, and then attached to your website is your email list CRM, like what's going to actually collect those emails, so you can do like email newsletter outs. Yeah, I've mentioned social media, so Facebook page, and then Facebook ad account. So we'll actually be running Facebook ads. We're talking about egg cartons, carton labels, and the other thing which is brand new is we're going to be talking about reusable cartons. We've got another concept we're about to test. Because you're going to be selling to these same customers week in, week out, we've got some specialty egg cartons or egg trays which they can be reusable. So they can come back, and that's going to really cut down your packaging costs. And we believe we've got something that fully complies with all the food regulatory authorities. Because currently, if you don't know, you cannot reuse cardboard egg cartons. So if your customers give you a cardboard egg carton back, you cannot repack that and send it out. That's a no-no. Health regulations say no. And also part of the 5-week course, there'll be 2 hours of personal coaching from me. There'll probably be 2 1-hour calls or whatever you need. It might be, say, 4 30-minute calls. So that's the course. As I said, it's maximum of 10 farmers, only one farmer from each area, and it's first in, first serve. So if you're the first one from your region to say, hey, you book in, we do a discovery call and you qualify, you're in. So I'll leave a link in the description to book in for those discovery calls if this sounds like something that you'd like to be involved with. And I'm looking forward to, over the next year, sharing the results of direct distribution. Some of you, if you've spoken to me on the phone over the past year, I've said, I'm going to be teaching this soon. And this is the opportunity. If you really want to get in, be one of the first to learn this, this is direct distribution. So click on the link, book in for a discovery call, and see if it's a good fit. There's no commitment with that discovery call. You don't have to sign up. You can have that discovery call and you say, hey, it's not for me, or say, yes, I definitely want in. So book your discovery call now, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.